it's your girl Paige, back at it again with yet another video for you hoes. Right guys, we have got a full cup episode, so you know what that means. Go over to your kitchen, pour yourself a special brew, because you know Paige is coming out with those teas any minute soon. That rhymed, yes bitch. Today I'm going to be drinking my very berry iced tea again. We have finalized what tea I'm coming out with. I'm coming out with one tea to begin with, one tea, and then the rest of the teas we will do as and when. We are coming out with a tea set. We are talking the pot and the kettle and calling it black all the way, sis. So if you want to come and sit down and have a little tea party with your girl Paige, we're going to make that happen for you. We have got the whole straining set if you want to have it in tea bags, if you want to have just the tea leaves and strainers. Like, if you want everything that you need to have British high class tea, I'm about to bring it to you this Christmas. You best believe. So in today's full cup, we are going to be talking about a multitude of people like we always do every single week. The first person we're going to be talking about is Lilly Singh and her apology. That will be happening at this time. At this time, we will be talking about Trisha Paytas and her marrying something. And then straight after that, at this time, we're going to be talking about Shiloh's appearance on Chris Hansen's Take a Seat, where they speak about Onision and the most recent allegations put against him. And straight after that, we're going to be talking about my thoughts on Sebastian Williams' video regarding his appearance at the Jaclyn Hill party, the Halloween party that is. And then straight after that, we're going to be taking a little tiny dip into celebrity drama, where we are going to be speaking about T.I and what he thinks is acceptable as a dad to do to his young daughter. It's a whole goddamn mess, sis. I don't even know what to tell you, but we're gonna get into it straight after this full cup intro.
Petty. Most of these bitches is petty.
Okay, so as you will remember, last week we did speak about Lilly Singh and her late night show pretty much bombing, and a lot of people not really having anything really positive to say about it. Well, what happened last week, which I failed to mention, but I didn't think it would become such a huge deal maybe. Lilly Singh had a celebrity guest on her show, and while she was speaking to this celebrity guest, she basically said a joke that a lot of people felt was extremely racially insensitive. Okay, so Jessica Alba was basically speaking about the turby twist. It's like a turban twist that you can use to dry your hair, and she related it to her Punjab friends and basically alluded to the notion that it may be silly or whatever. Personally, I felt like it was just a non-joke, like it wasn't really remotely funny, but I'm not from that community, so I can't really speak on that community and what should be offensive to them, but it seems as if a lot of people within that community were offended by what it is that Lilly Singh had to say. And for the first time in woke Lilly Singh's history, the wokest person on YouTube, she's so woke she don't sleep at night, bitch. For the first time in this here Fenty Robbins internet, Lilly Singh took constructive criticism and apologized. I know, sis, hold the applause, hold the applause. Hold the applause. So this is what she had to say on her social media regarding the whole Punjab joke gate escapade.
Hey y'all, what's going on? I just posted something so important to Twitter, but I know a lot of people might not check Twitter, so I also felt it was important to put it here. It was actually an apology that I just want you to hear from my voice. It's just me in this room. There is no publicist. I know when people apologize online, people think it's like, someone's making you say this. No one's making me say this. Genuinely, it's from the bottom of my heart, you know. I recently in an episode of my show made a comment that was so dumb and is so stupid. It was the first episode I taped of my show, even though it launched later on, and I was so nervous, and my guest had said something along the lines of, you know, Lilly, you came over and my kids were so embarrassed because they had their hair wrapped in towels and like turby twists, and I, without thinking, said, oh, don't worry, it's like, it reminds me of my Punjabi friends. And in my mind, the sentiment I was trying to communicate was, I think that's dope because I have so many Punjabi friends and it's dope. It's not how it came out. It came out as super insensitive and hurtful, especially because there's a whole history between comments made about people that wear turbans, especially someone who doesn't wear a turban. It's not a perspective that I should be talking about as well. And so I want to apologize because it was a ill-timed comment. It was stupid. And I want to also say, because I think this is important as well, while talking about like cancer culture and all that, huge shout outs to everyone that educated me on this, because people approached me with love and education, being like, this is why this is problematic. And that actually like really helped me understand your perspective. So I'm really sorry. There's no and, ifs, or buts. It was wrong. It was dumb. I will learn and I will improve. And as I'm dealing with this new show, you know, I'm gonna make mistakes, and I hope you will allow me the space to learn from them as well. So that's it. Just, I'm sorry. It was wrong. I will grow and I will learn. And I'm a human just like everybody else. And so thank you for accepting. If you accept my apology with love, I appreciate that. Love and light, y'all. And that's it.
Okay, so in terms of jokes, I honestly think that possibly, maybe because it's not me, I don't know, it just seemed like a joke, a bad joke, but nothing to like write home about. I don't feel like it was overtly offensive. But once again, I'm not a part of that community, so I can't say what can upset a particular community that I'm not a part of. And I can't sit there and say that I know the long-term history of the turban and what that means culturally, why it holds such significance to that particular group of people. So for that, I'm not going to get into it, but I do like her apology. I like the way that she apologized. I like the way that she handled it. She handled it like a grown-up, and I just wish that on the rest of her critiques that she handled things like that. For instance, more recently you guys will have seen a video where I was with Rich Lux and The Viewer's Voice, and we reviewed the Shane Dawson collection. My views on it wasn't that it was the greatest palette in the whole entire world, but it was a good start. It wasn't for people of colour as such, but it wasn't something that people of colour were excluded from. And I made that clear in my video. And literally straight after Shane Dawson had seen the video, he said, "Thank you so much for your constructive criticism. I hope on the next palette launch that I will try and do better to be more inclusive with my colour ranges. I want to know what happens for women of colour. I want to know how the makeup industry can be inclusive so that we can make inclusive palettes for everybody. And I want to learn and I want to grow and I want to get better." So even though it wasn't the most positive, I really do respect your opinion. Like, Shane Dawson, yes sis, brava. That is how we handle constructive criticism. You're not going to please everybody. It's just a fact. You're never going to please everybody. There is always going to be something that you do online that is always going to upset a certain group, and there is just nothing you can do about it. We're all different humans with different perspectives, with different lives. We all grew up differently. Like, my lived experience as a black woman will not be the same as an American black woman's lived experience. The minority of black people in the UK is literally made up of 8% of us, and there is far more black people, Hispanic people and multicultural people in the US than there will ever be in Britain. If you want to find culture in Britain, a lot of it and the majority of it lives in London. So if you're not from London, you don't see that stuff. So for my lived experience as a black woman will never ever be the same as everybody else's lived experiences as a black person. I don't have to deal with police. Do I deal with police discrimination? Sure. But will I ever deal with having a to my head because of the police? No, we don't deal with that so much over here. So like, our lived experiences will be completely different. So I think it's important to know that maybe you might not get something because your experience of living something is not the same as everybody else's. So say for instance with the turban joke, like if you're a person who wears a turban, your lived experience probably in the UK will be far different to the lived experience of other people online. So just because one group of people find it offensive, don't sit there and say, "You're being hypersensitive. Oh my God, get over it." Because at the end of the day, like, that community might feel that kind of way, and you can disagree. You're free to have your opinion and disagree, but at least acknowledging and accepting that this community is upset is all that you can do. Because like I say, when it comes to apologies, impact always overrides intention. And if you impacted a certain group, the best thing to do is just to apologize for hurting them at the very least. And that's what she did. So A1 plus marks. Lilly Singh, well done, congratulations. And congratulations to Shane Dawson too for handling his critique from me in the best way that I've ever seen an influencer handle critique. anyway, that's about it for the Lilly Singh story. Let's move on to the next story. Okay, so next up we have Trisha Paytas getting married. Now, I don't know if I'm just still so goddamn naive when it comes to Trisha Paytas, but I don't know what it is, but I genuinely thought she could be getting married. I wanted that happiness for her. I really do. Like, I'm always in the back of my head rooting for Trisha Paytas, because a lot of people don't understand how Trisha Paytas can have fans, which I understand because she's extremely problematic. I don't for one second think that I don't see the problematic side of Trisha Paytas. I see it. But the reason that Trisha Paytas resonates so much with me is because she is everybody's inner saboteur. You know what I mean? Like, we all have that person. My cat's just going to be walking behind us, and this is something we're just going to have to deal with. But we all have that person that like lives inside of us, who is you ain't shit, you're terrible, who will destroy everything that we set out to do. That inner saboteur, that person inside. And I feel like Trisha Paytas is
She's just TV. Yeah, please.
Love you. And we all have that person that lives inside us that just tells us that we are terrible. And I kind of feel like Trisha Paytas is that person that lives inside us, but personified. Like, she is that person. So I kind of feel like the people who still support Trisha Paytas are rooting for the inner saboteur to die. They're rooting for this person who destroys everything good that happens in their life, any good relationships, any good friendships, anything that happens in their lives. We're rooting for that to disappear and for happiness to prevail. So I kind of feel like, even though I was duped, and yes, it was another trolling situation with Trisha where she had us all sitting there thinking that it was going to be real and legit. And yes, I know a lot of people are like,
You're so gullible. Did you really think?
I really truly did think that she was going to find happiness finally, and I wanted that for her. I hope that one day that she does find happiness and she does get married and she does have everything that her heart desires. It's just that until she gets rid of that inner saboteur, it's just never ever going to happen for her. Honestly, she needs good friends around her, and besides Shane Dawson, I don't know who else is really that close with her like that. I feel like she's got a lot of colleagues, a lot of people that she's cordial with, a lot of people that she can hang out with, but I don't feel like she's got friends. And that's sad. Like, that's a lot of YouTubers, a surprising amount of YouTubers just don't have friends, because we're out here talking to the internet instead of talking and making real life connections, and that's just tea. But anyway, this is the video of her marrying her cardboard cutout of Brad Pitt. Take a look.
And Trisha, I believe you have a ring to present to him.
I do, yes.
You will place that on his hand.
Give me a finger. Okay.
Do you give him this ring as a symbol of your love?
I do.
Right?
From the moment I got you in the mail, I knew that this was going to last forever. Yes, I had a cardboard Keanu Reeves, but he burned, sadly, when I placed him in my fireplace. But I will never burn you, for as long as I'm alive, you will always be alive as well. I love you. Thank you for making me your bride. I'm so happy.
You have officially tied the knot here in Las Vegas, and you may now seal your love with a kiss.
That's all I have to say on that. I got nothing else to say. Trisha, you disappointed me again. Moving on to the next sip in the full cup. Okay, so this next tip is something that I didn't really want to speak about, but so many people want me to speak about the Onision situation. The reason that I haven't been speaking about the Onision situation is not because he demonetizes people and people don't get paid. I can get sponsors. So if I wanted to speak about Onision, trust and believe I would be speaking about Onision. The reason that I haven't is because Onision struck my channel. If you've been with me for the past 2.5 years that I've been doing YouTube, you'll know that I had about 3 or 4 Onision videos on my channel. I spoke about the Shiloh situation long before people were even publicizing this. And he did his best, especially when things were hitting the fan more recently, to not only delete videos of mine that I'd made on him, but also to get my channel struck. And because the copyright system has changed on YouTube, I decided it was better not to fight the copyrights and lose my entire channel, because he struck multiple videos at the same time. So it was better for me not to fight these copyrights and potentially lose my channel, because I don't understand the new copyright system fully yet. Or the other option was to take this strike, to take this L, and to continue to look after my family. My heart goes out to all of the victims, and I really apologize that I could not be out here making videos with everybody else, but my family comes first, and for that reason, that's the reason why I haven't made any Onision videos. He basically silenced me, and that's fine. He silences a lot of women, but I'm not going to be using any footage when I speak about this, purely because I don't need any more strikes. My channel is clean now. We're clean. We have no strikes on my channel anymore. But for a channel like mine that's had like complete and utter clean channel health for the past 2.5 years, to be struck by Onision is a massive kick in the teeth. But anyway, that's the reason why I haven't made any Onision videos. It's not because I don't care. It's not because I don't care about the victims. I will talk all day on Twitter about the situation. I will call him the P word to his goddamn face. I do not care. Call me out for defamation, sis. I don't care. But what we're not finna do is stop my daughter from getting formula. What we're not finna do is stop me from paying for my mortgage. What we're not finna do is stop my bags, because I've worked too goddamn hard to let some guy that I don't even know, some disgusting, degenerate, P-word guy impact my life the way that he's impacted so many of his other victims. Not today, sis. I am not the one. Anyway, with that being said, Shiloh, if you don't know who Shiloh is, Shiloh was Onision's girlfriend, the one that came after his first wife. She met him when she was 16 years old, met him in person when she was 17. She explains to Chris Hansen on his show, Chris Hansen Take a Seat. It's a live stream that he hosts regularly on YouTube. She explained on the live stream that when she met him, that he didn't even give her a chance to like get to know him or anything, or say, hi, how's your trip? He literally ran into the room, kissed her, ripped off her clothes, and they immediately consummated their relationship. Let's just call it that. According to Shiloh, he also allegedly turned around and had a look at the laws in Pennsylvania where she was at that time, so that when they met in person, that it wouldn't be breaking the law if they were to, you know, do stuff with each other. She also claims that Onision is a lot older than he makes out on social media, because he is exactly 10 years older than her. So when she was 16, he was, she said, approximately 26. So at that point, he wasn't just an adult, he was a grown-ass adult trying to make some kind of relationship with the 16-year-old. My views on this are very hazy. And the reason I say that is because, like I said, you know, when I was talking about environmentally, things are different in different countries, people feel different ways. In the UK, the age of consent is 16. So for me, the idea that a 16-year-old is sleeping with somebody of an older age is not weird to me. But at the same time, I do acknowledge that the age difference is very strong. It's a big age gap. That's not a 20-year-old and a 16-year-old. You know, there have been long-ass relationships that have developed between an older person and a younger person who are just madly in love. But this was not that situation. He was controlling, he was abusive, allegedly, according to Shiloh. And basically, she just spoke her truth finally for the first time. Speaking about when she had a seizure, which I did post in a video, but obviously that video has been taken down because of Onision and all that kind of stuff. But she spoke about that video where he filmed her seizure, and she's been having seizures ever since. And instead of taking her to the hospital to deal with it, she also spoke about how she lost a child and how he wouldn't pay for the medical bills to deal with that, kind of like as a way of punishing her. Just, it was really, really gross and disgusting. I will leave the stream in the description box down below if you want to see it in its entirety. I will warn you, it broke my heart. There was one section where Chris Hansen asked Shiloh, what was the worst thing that Onision ever did to you? And Shiloh said, meet me. And like my heart, like honestly, like my heart, I was just like, oh my God. You know, like it was real. It was real, and I could feel her pain. And I think that she's amazing. She is strong. She is courageous. And I'm so sorry that he body shamed you. You are beautiful. You are stunning. And you do not deserve what happened to you. And I hope that this horrible experience has changed you for the good and hasn't left you with scars and bruises that you will take throughout your entire life. I hope that you persevere and prevail and be the woman that I know that you are, because what I saw was not weak. What I saw was strength. What I saw was strength of heart and a strength of character, and you are an amazing woman. And I'm so, and I think, like, I speak for everybody, I'm so incredibly proud of you, Shiloh. So incredibly proud of you. And I stand with you 100%. You did the damn thing, girl, and you did it with class and with dignity and with eloquence, and which is something that he will never, ever, ever be able to take away from you. However, at the very end of the stream, Onision, Mr. Gaslighter Extraordinaire, decided to go and leave an email for Chris Hansen, which he read out on stream. It turns out Onision had the opportunity to be on the show and to speak his part on the whole entire situation, but he wanted paying over $300,000 US to do so. Sis, your channel's not worth that much, and I'm just gonna call it what it is, baby girl. So this is that situation. Take a look at what it is that Chris Hansen read out.
And if you don't want to get into it, I understand, but I just moments ago received an email from Greg from Onision. Can I share it with you and have you respond?
Yeah, you can.
You okay with that?
Oh, absolutely. I've
It
heard
wasn't part of the deal going in, so if you're not, I get it.
Oh no, I've had 10 years to sit with this one and not scared of anything he can say.
So he's watching right now, apparently. We went to him in the very beginning of our reporting on him, and we offered him an opportunity to appear on the show, and he said he would do so, but he wanted $350,000. He then said we should be careful about what people on our show say about him because he might sue our shoe, meaning show, presumably. We explained to him that we don't pay for interviews. We didn't pay you. We don't pay anybody else. Didn't pay Blair White or Repzion or anybody else. So here's his email. A couple of things. One, I was informed you're having Shiloh on your show. I guess right now. I don't know. I don't actually keep up with you guys. I just go off messages on Patreon like this. Anyway, you guys should watch this video. It involves the last thing Shiloh said about me before I cut ties. I cut ties. She had gotten pregnant with another person's baby while still in a relationship with me.
I wasn't in a relationship with him, but I did get pregnant. Shortly after my DNC, it was very easy to get pregnant. So the first person I had with, I got pregnant.
You have multiple people who have repeatedly publicly lied, been caught for it on your show. At this point, it's pretty clear you are not concerned with journalistic integrity and really just like getting video views.
Is he talking about himself?
He's talking about me, talking about him.
I mean, he clearly doesn't watch.
That aside, the reason I'm writing is apparently you indicated that you would have me talking more about it or going on your show. Whatever your message was there, it's a dead end. The whole point of this was that he's apparently so careful about watching girls' ages that he doesn't break the law, as you so articulately and emotionally pointed out earlier. He wanted to make sure he researched the laws in Pennsylvania before this all went down and that you're okay. So he's saying that we're making allegations that we didn't make.
Oh, well.
And he goes on to say, let me read this and you can respond.
Nobody said anything.
You actually get your facts straight before broadcasting. Well, that's not journalism. That's you being just another tabloid. What happened to Chris? What happened to integrity? This from Onision?
He really tried it. This is what Onision does. He loves to gaslight people. He couldn't just leave the stream. He couldn't just say his little piece after. He had to interject. He had to make her try, because he tried it. Tried to make her feel small in that moment, to regress and to remember how she felt when she was with him. That stuff is all those mental gymnastics that play on their victims. He wanted to take her to that place, but she wasn't going there. And that is how you know that she's a boss ass. Anyway, Shiloh now goes by the name Doll. You can go check her out on social media. She's kind of rebranded herself and renamed herself. I say good for you. Go and check out her music. Even before all of this, Shiloh was such a talented artist. I loved her music back in the day, my Scene Kid days. I loved it. So if you don't know about her, go check out her music. Go support. Go find it on iTunes. Go and do everything you can to support her, because the more successful she is, the more it's going to burn Onision to his core. And that's all that I want, sis. Anyway, that's about it for that part. And let's take another sip in the full cup. Okay, sis. So, let's talk about Jaclyn Hill. If you guys have seen me on the Viewer's Voice channel, you will know exactly how I feel about Jaclyn Hill. But basically what happened was, a couple of days ago, a drama channel by the name of Sebastian Williams basically spoke about his experience going over to the Jaclyn Hill party, the Halloween party. A lot of drama channels were asked to attend this party. Everybody, as far as we're aware, rejected it. However, Sebastian Williams was the only drama channel who did decide to go. He speaks about the party and how great it was and all that kind of stuff, but towards the end of the video, he has this to say about how he was pretty much ambushed and given somewhat of a intervention by a bunch of different influencers because he was the only drama channel there. Take a look at what it is that Sebastian had to say.
So as we go along with the party, her boyfriend keeps coming up to me, and then her boyfriend comes up to me again, and I'm like, okay, and it's kind of like the same story. Then he came up to me again, then he came up to me again, and again, and again. I think in total he came up to me like 6 times, and I was like after the 6th time I was like, okay, what is going on? Like, what is this? Like, what are you trying to say? What are you trying to tell me? So this is where it starts getting a little bit more interesting. I'm very respectful. Her boyfriend was very respectful too. But I noticed like the last time he comes up to me, things start getting a little bit weird. And I'm like, okay, what's going on? Jaclyn Hill's older sister was there too.
You look so cute. So you look amazing. I never thought blood looked so hot on somebody. Alright, let's open these curtains.
And I can see Jaclyn's older sister kind of like leaning into the conversation and like looking at me, kind of like, what's going on? Let me again say her boyfriend was kind to me, so I don't want to like disrespect him, but it was like to a point where I was like feeling a little bit uncomfortable because they were like, Jaclyn Hill, like she sacrifices herself for like everyone else around her, she's doing so much work and she's doing this and that, and I'm like, okay, great, like love that for her, love that for you. Her older sister joins the conversation and she notices that I was like the drama channel that was there, and then like her boyfriend was here and then her sister was here, and they were like talking to me, and I was like, what's going on? And they were like, what are your intentions? And I was like, I'm not sitting here like scheming. I'm not sitting here like I'm gonna end Jaclyn's career and life and whatever. So I literally told them what I do as a drama channel. I just talk about what happens online. I'm not sitting here making things up. It's like a back and forth of like, but what do you do? And like blah, blah, blah. It started getting not like offensive, but I felt like I had to be defensive there. And I was like, okay, you invited me, right? I just accepted the invitation. Don't invite drama channels when you say love me or hate me, let's get crazy, and then when someone who shows up who's a drama channel who you invited, don't make that person feel uncomfortable because you invited them, right? But that's where everything took a turn. So the party was mainly downstairs, and upstairs was like, there was like a security guard. It was like Jaclyn's private rooms, and literally like her boyfriend and her sister are still talking to me at this point. And I was like defending myself a little bit. Jaclyn and Nikita, I think, noticed because they were like standing a little bit more on that side. And I feel like a hand grabbing my hand, and literally like all of a sudden Nikita is there. And she like, it's like, okay, Sebastian, let's go upstairs and talk. So literally like no one went upstairs except for me, Nikita, and Jaclyn, and Liam, of course, and her boyfriend followed too. So we go upstairs into Jaclyn's bedroom, and like her 3 little dogs were there. We were like the cutest dogs ever. We got to talk. It was actually very interesting because Jaclyn like explained how drama channels made her feel, and you know, I'm always down to hear other people's opinions. I'm always down to hear other sides. I'm always looking at both sides. You know, we were just talking about like what drama channels like do and stuff. Her boyfriend was like going on and on about like loving Jaclyn and wanting to marry her, and I was like, shouldn't you tell her that? You know, Jaclyn is very respectful towards me. Nikita too, but you know, we're just like having a normal conversation about like, you know, the impact of drama channels and stuff. I'm always like down to get both sides, but at the same time, you know, I will report on them. Like I will say what I think. So I literally had to sit there and be like, okay, but like we talk about what we see online and we talk about that. We are not sitting here making up things. You know, I don't think the drama channels are, you know, literally sitting there like, let's end Jaclyn Hill's life, let's make her life miserable. No, we talk about like things we see online. Jaclyn said that she never watched a drama channel video since August, I think. And her lipstick scandal was like in July or August. So she hasn't watched a drama channel in like a few months. That's what she said to me. And it was just like a insightful conversation. Like it was, you know, genuinely like, okay, let's talk. But then her boyfriend is like going on and on. I think there was like a few drama channels who made like videos about their relationship or whatever, or like cheating or whatever. I don't know. And I think her boyfriend was like upset about that, and he was like projecting it onto me because I was the only drama channel that was there. And I was like, no, not really. And Nikita Dragon, like she gets it. She understands like how the drama channels work. Jaclyn Hill definitely felt like the drama channels were doing her dirty. But then I'm like, why do you release like hairy lipsticks, right?
So yeah, and honestly, that whole situation just drives me insane, because I kind of feel like as drama channels, we're always revered as like scum, terrible people with hate in their heart, they're never happy, blah 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 blah. And no, I kind of feel like we're the sense of morality within the drama community. For instance, hate her as I might to my very core, if it wasn't for Here for the Tea exposing the whole affiliate code, affiliate link situation, and how people are supposed to disclose sponsorships, FTC guidelines, ASA guidelines, and all of those kind of things, we wouldn't have known that we had been sold to by influencers at all. Like, this is something that's relatively new within the past 2 years. We're holding them accountable for the things that they're supposed to do. But instead of seeing it as that sense of morality, because sometimes there are drama channels who are mean, who are vicious, who are just looking to take people down, and because there is drama channels out there who get information wrong, it does happen, we're all human. We have this label as like the worst people in the entire world. Sebastian Williams is by far one of the least problematic drama channels there is. He's friends with everybody. Like, there are people in the drama community who don't speak to each other. We keep to our separate sides, and that's fine by me. Sebastian Williams is friends with everybody. He is cool with everybody. He doesn't ever really insert his opinion too deep. He just lives his life and does his little thing, cashes his check and moves the hell on. And that's really great. So for them to come and ambush the one drama channel that was there and basically like say, what is your intentions? Like, and all of that kind of stuff, like it really left a sour taste in my mouth. You say that drama channels are the bullies, but then to take somebody, to remove them from a public space in a party, to sit them up in a bedroom, make them feel really uncomfortable, and then make them have to defend themselves, to defend their career, to defend their choices, is really disgusting. And we're the bullies. We're the bullies, but you did that. Right, but also I want to speak about Jaclyn Hill's outfit. I did speak about this publicly on social media, and a lot of people came for me because they were like, this isn't it, sis. And I'm like, fuck y'all, I don't give a shit. Basically, I'm gonna just say how I goddamn feel. I feel as if this whole drama channel's being invited to Jaclyn Hill's party was all to be an accessory to her dress. The time span of which she gave drama channels to appear at her party was too short notice. What I personally think happened was that Jaclyn Hill was on the phone, kikiing, chopping it up with Nikita Dragon. And she was like, I'm gonna wear a dress and it says cancelled all over it, bitch. And Nikita Dragon was like, oh my God, you know what would be iconic? If you rang all of the drama channels and you told them to come and you had the cancelled dress, they would live, we would live. Oh my God, social media would shut down. So that's how I imagine that she speaks, because she has vocal fry that drives me insane. And then Jaclyn Hill was like, oh my God, that would be iconic, wouldn't it? So then instead of Jaclyn Hill inviting all the drama channels, because she's had a lot to say about us in the past, let's not forget, she has a lot of us blocked. Some of the people that she was inviting, she'd blocked. For instance, T-Spill was invited. She's still blocked by Jaclyn. What are your intentions, sis? So, Nikita Dragon was like, oh my God, she's doing her infamous party. I've convinced her to do so. Everyone's welcome, including drama channels. And then for realsies, they expected the drama channels to get so excited to even be invited, oh my God, that we'd all just come running. And then she was gonna have us all there, stand around her and her dress and be the accessory to her dress, because that is how fickle she is. That is how tone deaf she is. That is how stupid she is. And then this is the thing, I always gave Jaclyn Hill a pass. I always thought to myself, like, why is everyone so hard on that girl? Just give her a break. Let her breathe. Like, sis, damn. But then I realized that she does stupid shit like this constantly, and she has no regard for people's feelings. And as much as I love and support Sebastian Williams, I think he's a great guy. He's a great guy. Complete and utter gem. I'm gonna call it how I see it. Sebastian, by you going to this party, what you have essentially said to your following is that I don't care that you haven't received your refund. I don't care if your immune system was compromised due to her shitty products. I don't care about what it is that the community feels at this very moment in time. I don't care about the social response to all of this. What I care about is going to a party. At the very first chance that I had an opportunity to be within the same vicinity as these people, I took it. And for me, that just doesn't sit right for me. For me, ethically, that just doesn't sit right with me.
You know, there are still customers who are waiting for the refund, but y'all ain't hear that from me.
But once again, Sebastian Williams is a drama channel who doesn't tend to impose his personal opinions on his channel. He differs completely to me because I am very much more commentary based. So maybe I don't understand or whatever, but I couldn't sit there after the videos that I'd made and then go over to Jaclyn and Kiki and hi, I couldn't do that. I just really couldn't. Unless I was gonna be sitting down with a bitch and we were gonna have a 2-hour conversation about why she felt it was acceptable to do what she did and why people haven't received their refunds yet, sis. While you're sitting there renting a 10,000 a night or whatever it is mansion in Beverly Hills and hosting an extremely extravagant party that you're trying to make us believe was organized in less than a week. sis, bye. I ain't about it. I ain't about it at all.
You know, there are still customers who are waiting for the refund, but y'all ain't hear that from me.
Anyway, that's all I've got to say on the Jaclyn Hill situation. Hopefully she doesn't come on my radio again, because honestly, I just have nothing to say about her. She's gross. Moving on to the final sip in the full cup. Okay, so this is a celebrity drama. I don't really do celebrity drama, but I kind of felt like I needed to talk about this one because not only is it going viral, but sis, okay. So T.I, if you don't know who he is, he's a rapper. He was a part of the song with Rihanna, the Live Your Life, He was the manager and guest producer, if you will, for Iggy Azalea. He was the one who brought her into the industry. He was the one who made her on that level, who put her in the come up. He's done collaborations with her too. He had an extremely successful career prior to him going to jail, and after he went to jail he had a little bit of success but then kind of faded out and did a lot more reality TV with his TV show that he has with his wife T.I and Tiny, or Tiny and T.I. His daughter, I think, is a part of a girl group which is called the Oh My God Girls. Now, there's just a lot of information out there. He's a celebrity, like big time celebrity. He's got his own thing going on, whatever. Well, he went on a radio show where he spoke about his daughter Deja. Now, his daughter Deja is absolutely beautiful, so incredibly stunning, and they were asking how he felt about having the talk, the birds and the bees talk with his kids and with his daughter Deja. And he says yes, he has had the talk with Deja because she is the oldest at 18 years old, but he does do something a little bit extra to be secure that his daughter hasn't lost her virginity. Why at 18 years old that is any of his business, I will never effing know. But it turns out that what he does is when he takes her to the gynecologist to go and check her hymen. If you don't know what a hymen is, go research that for yourself. I ain't about to sit here and explain, don't want to get demonetized. But he goes with her to check her hymen. This is by far one of the most disgusting things I've ever heard in my entire life. Why her feminine health has anything to do with her father, I will never know. I've heard through the grapevine that this is her stepfather, which makes me feel even more uncomfortable. But even so, whether she considers him like a real father or it is her real father or whatever, it just doesn't make sense to me. Because that's overstepping a huge boundary. And first of all, your hymen can break in any way, like easily, like from using feminine products and pushing it inside, from doing horseback riding or any kind of vigorous activity, from exercise, from running long distance. Like there are various different ways that can break besides, you know, consummating a relationship, if you will.
Deja, right? She's 18, right?
Yes, Deja's 18, just graduated high school now, and she's attending her first year of college, figuring it out for herself. And yes, not only have we had the conversation, we have yearly trips to the gynecologist to check her height.
Oh, you okay? I'm done with you right now.
So, you know,
do you go with her? She's a prisoner.
Yes, I go with her.
You go with her? Somebody check on Deja.
I go with her.
She's a prisoner.
So let me tell you, right? So this is one time we go. I think this might have been after her 16th birthday. And this is what we do. Like, you know, right after the birthday, we celebrate. And,
we go and check her hymen after.
And then,
what the fuck?
You know, usually like the day after the party, she's enjoying her gifts. I put a sticky note on the door. Gyno.
No.
Tomorrow, 9:30.
Oh, this is great.
And so look, right? So we'll go. You know what I mean? We'll go and we'll sit down, and then the doctor will come and talk. And, you know, the doctor's maintaining a high level of professionalism. He's like, well, you know, sir, I have to, you know, in order for me to share information. I say, Deja, they want you to sign this. They want you to sign
this right now. I need to know if your hymen's still there.
So we can share information. Is there anything that you would not want me to know? Oh, okay. See, Doc, ain't no problem.
You are the worst.
And so
So I don't know, it was just overstepping a boundary. It's disgusting. It's gross. It's honestly semi-controlling, like extremely controlling. Like, I just don't feel like that's appropriate. And the fact that the hosts were laughing about it at the same time just really didn't sit right with me. And I just don't know, it made me feel icky inside. This is not something to be proud of, T.I. This is actually really gross. And the fact that you think it's acceptable for you to go over to a gynecologist office and sign a waiver with her, like, it's bullying to an extent. Because he said, well, there's nothing you wouldn't want to share with me. And of course, that's your dad. Like, of course you want to share everything with your parent if you love them. But at the same time, it's like, she deserves space. She deserves privacy. Why, when she loses her, is that something that she instinctively needs to share with her parents? She doesn't have to. She's 18. She's a grown-up now. Release the reins, okay? And also, if you're doing this on a yearly basis, because he said he did this on her 16th birthday as well, like, it is so incredibly invasive to do that to a woman. I don't know, I feel like that's gonna mess with her mentally, like, of what's acceptable, because obviously the people say that your first love is your father and you look for your father in other men. This is assuming that she is into other men, I don't know. What she's going to expect is that it's okay to be extremely invasive. It's okay to have no personal space. It's okay to have no boundaries. And she could probably be in a worse off situation with the guy that she does choose to give her flower to, purely because her dad showed her that controlling behaviors was acceptable. And I just think that that's probably making her worse off than anything else. But that's just my 2 cents on the whole entire situation. Tell me what you think about that, because that honestly just made me like, made me sick. Like, who does that? What's wrong with you, T.I? What's wrong with you? Let her go crazy and get you T.Is. Let her go crazy and get you T.Is like the rest of us did, okay? Let her hoe it up. She wants to hoe it up, let her hoe it up, goddamn. As long as she's safe. You want to talk to her about safety, then talk to her about safety. But don't sit there and control who she's got to be and what she's supposed to do with her body. That is just, icky, 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 icky. Anyway, that's about it for today's Full Cup. I hope you enjoyed all of today's stories. What do you think about all of this drama? What do you think about Lilly Singh and her apology? Trisha Paytas and the cardboard box man? Shiloh finally speaking out and being a boss ass B. Jaclyn Hill being Jaclyn Hill once again. And T.I being extremely invasive. Tell me what it is you think about all of these things in the comment section down below. Don't forget, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up if you like it. If you don't, I don't give a shit anyway. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification with the bell so that you guys get a notification every single time the Petty Paige posts new content. Right, that is about it from me. I hope you have an amazing day or evening, whatever the F it is that you're doing. And until next time, don't take my opinion for it, because I'm just petty. Bye.
Petty, petty,